Something about it, right? Now you see, oscillating much longer than the other springs. What's the difference? You heard what I said. That's what I think, but I don't know. I'm learning. I wanted to share this with you guys, so you guys can know this and share these observations and be able to help with your experiments and let the circle continue. So let's take a look at this. Nice. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, she got a little hoppy there. She's getting a little hoppy there. Oh, shit. Let's see here. Just out of the camera shot. We got this spring hanging here. We had that attached in the front. You saw we had it hanging down in the front. So you got a lot of different things going on here. This spring right here didn't seem to really do a whole lot. I noticed some real minor differences with this, but it did have an effect. It helps keep it from getting too out of control when you are running hard there. But the spring here you can tune with, springs there you can tune with, underneath the backside, and you can in the front there. So, and of course you have your geometry from here, from this pivot point to this pivot point, in conjunction with this pivot point to the length of the pendulum. There's a lot of things that are going on here that you can adjust and tune and just the springs there change the way the whole machine acts. Just the spring rates, just having different springs there change the way the whole machine acts. And I was testing that, and I thought I would share that with you guys on YouTube, and I hope we can go further with this. This is, you can't really see, but this right here is graph paper that I was using. Let's see if we can get a close up on that. Yep, there you go. Let's see it. That was graph paper I was using to see what kind of stroke I was getting. I was watching. Yeah, here, let's do that. Is that some kind of efficient oscillation or what? It looks like it's almost coming back to the same spot each time. So what I'm thinking is, I was watching, I was YouTubing, and I saw a video of an old interview with John Bedini and Tom Bearden, and they were talking about the pendulum, and they were at some radio station, and they apparently had a working pendulum unit in the radio station that had a coil. I actually found a new place. I'm going to mount this one back in here, but he had a Bedini type coil, circuit, whatever you want to call it, the coil and circuit, and then, you know, he was just running a pendulum, and he had the coil at the bottom of the pendulum, and then he had two coils on each side that were regular generator coils, and those two regular generator coils went back to the primary battery and charged the primary battery, and the machine sat there and would run itself, I guess, until your bearings or your batteries would run out. So what I'm thinking is that will be next. I will be working on getting that running and try to get this machine to oscillate on its own and charge its own batteries just off the pendulum, and then maybe we can go to the other end there and see what kind of torque we can get out of that. And, you know, I'd like to see this machine run itself, and then we can see what kind of work we can get out of it. But on that end, I tried to make that end do work over there, and it's not quite as easy as you might think, you know. I saw these people in their videos, and when I'm not going to touch this, I'm just going to let it keep swinging because it's still oscillating from when I pushed it a little while ago there. I see people, when they have their two-stage oscillator running, they will be pulling it. Well, I put the bicycle wheel with the chain and put that set up over there. Let's see, I got it laying around here. Now I got the back wheel mounted on the front fork, and I had that mounted like that, and I had the chain and the spring and all that shit going on and yanking it, and I started it up, and I started the pendulum swinging, and that shit started going, and the wheel started going, and I let it go, and it wound down. It was like dragging it through the mud. It was like putting it through, like, that kind of resistance. It added a resistance that it was having to pull through that it couldn't do. It was like interfering with the oscillation. It was a pain in the ass to set that up, and I had the spring and all that shit, and I don't want to get slapped in the face or whipped with the spring or chain. And doing that spring and chain setup seemed a little like you might get whipped in the face if something breaks or something. But I will get back to that anyways. I haven't given up on that. I'm not saying I'm not going to try that or that's not worth trying. I think that's worth doing. Maybe just something I did wrong. I think I know I had a lot of tension on the mechanism and the chain and the sprocket and everything. That might have been what was causing it right there. But like I was saying, for my fellow experimenters out there, springs, if you have them set up in your weights, yeah, and there's no weights up here. If You notice that no longer any weights, which I think is beneficial because I think that might just free up that end to do more work because you're not using those weights to store energy. You are compressing it into the spring, and the spring is giving it back. So I think the spring might be more efficient than the weight because this thing right here is oscillating for much longer with the springs there and no weights up there. Like I had it before, originally running with the Bedini coil. But I don't know if I also have this arm here. I think I might be using this to get a longer arm, which having a longer arm here is going to give me a faster speed going across the Bedini coil. Hopefully I'll get enough speed to fire the coil and keep the machine oscillating. I just want to oscillate and bitch. Look at her. Just butterflying.